I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. Rushing like a bullet into the end zone. Defense, hold up, no scoring in the red zone. Throw it up, pick 6, I feel like I'm Josh Rowe. Throwing dimes over the shoulder, think I'm Jack Winmo. I need me back to back, trying to be like Vulture. Cause a storm, cause I'm mighty, it's in the culture. Esports TV, YouTube, Twitch, SFL live tuning, you don't wanna miss. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. Next level like my entertainment. NXT on the stream, 8 p.m. on the beat. Catch me on the cam like I'm SFL commence. Yeah, you only got one chance, you can never miss. For the glory, revolution, feel my fury. Cause I'm a legend out in Canton, and I'm playing with dragons. I'm the king of this legion. SFL action, tuning this season.
Kickoff! Are you kidding me?
All they're gonna need is
Big pop, it's up in the air!
Oh,
There you go! That's the kickoff that he's gonna win!
Is there a goal? Taser power! Touchdown!
I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up.
And welcome to SFL Studios, along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and it is week number 7 here today. Florida and Atlanta coming up next. Mike St. Green, good afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon to you, Cam. Great to be here, man. This is a pivotal week in the league. These teams are starting to show us who they are, and we're starting to figure some things out about, who these teams are ourselves. And this matchup we have in front of us is definitely going to define who these teams are the rest of the way.
We're almost halfway through the season, only 8 games left before we hit that official halfway mark, Mike, and it seems like these two teams one wants to end at 3-3 because they want to figure out how to get rid of last week, but another really can put the rest of the East Division in the rearview mirror. That's the Atlanta Swarm. They are 3-2. They have an opportunity to take at least a 2-game lead on the division, maybe even more, depending upon what happens with Louisiana and Jacksonville. But this is a very interesting game for Atlanta because they really have a great opportunity in front of them.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with Atlanta. This is, like, as you mentioned, great opportunity for them to put the rest of the East slightly in their rearview mirror by a couple of games and have the head-to-head over a team like Florida. It's going to be big for them. But these guys have, both offenses have been struggling. Atlanta's offense has been struggling a little bit. Bryant Dynasty, 16 interceptions, I think, on the season already, but 11 touchdowns. And that's actually up from last season. He finished the season last season with only 16. So his touchdown production is up. BDG Hollywood, he's been pretty solid on the ground. He had a big game for Atlanta in their win over Houston a couple of weeks ago. He's averaging about 4.6 yards a carry. But with Atlanta, and just like Florida, we're going to touch on in a minute, it's all about the secondary, the ATC, the air traffic controllers, as they call themselves. Moose popping out 4 interceptions, Chris Henry with 5. So everything starts with them if they're able to, control this struggling Florida offense that we'll get to in a second.
Yeah, and Florida last week really coming off an unprecedented week of football. I can't even imagine what it's been like in that locker room and with the coaching staff this week after Florida went to Mexico City and took a whooping, 56-6. It was the worst loss in franchise history. We're talking about a 3-time SFL champion, and both of these teams have won titles, and they've been through the ups and downs and the roller coasters. But Florida has been through nothing like that. They're now 2-3, and it almost kind of feels like, Mike, they're not to be over dramatic, but they're trying to save their season here today.
In a lot of ways, they are, Cam. And if you would have told me, SFL team lost by 50 points, and I have 28 guesses, and being that there's 28 teams in the league, I still wouldn't have guessed Florida, because I'm like, it just doesn't seem real to me when I saw that result. But it's a reason for that. Ron Cochran has been struggling at the quarterback position, second in the league in interceptions with 18. He's last in the league in QBR with 44.8. Wow. And he's tied for second in completion percentage, tied for last in completion percentage with only 62%. So they're going to have to get that turned around. Bullet Bolesky, MVP from last season, he only has 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. So it's something going on with that offense. I'm not sure what it is, but these guys are going to have to get it turned around offensively if they want to get that season back on track.
Ron Cochran, historically one of the highest, if not the highest, completion percentage coming into the season, but it has just not been working for that Florida Storm offense, and it's going to be interesting to see how they respond today. Full day of SFL games on the slate, including here in live look-in coverage, Motor City and Indianapolis, later Arizona and Houston, San Diego and Mexico City. There's a lot to unpack there, but Mike, Motor City Indy should be a compelling matchup as both those teams hit their halfway point.
Well, Motor City, they don't have a problem with a struggling quarterback, that's for sure. Ibrahim Creata, he's leading the league in yardage right now, over 1,700 yards. He's been the thing that's kind of made that Motor City offense go. They've struggled a little bit defensively, giving up points, and they have struggled offensively at times. They probably need to get that running game going a little bit more. Lou Scott, the draft pick out of Albuquerque, only has 35 carries on the season, so maybe they could try to balance things out. They had the weekend off. Last week off. So maybe they're going to come with a new wrinkle this week. And going up against the Indianapolis Ramblers, these guys have been struggling as an expansion team as well. And they had the week off, and we'll see if they've made some adjustments. They can get them going this week as well.
4-1 Houston, 3-2 Arizona, and 4-1 Mexico City hosting 2-3 San Diego. We'll talk about those matchups a little bit more in post-game. But for now, coming up next, it's the Florida Storm and the Atlanta Swarm. Always the toughest task for our broadcast team every season, and Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith handle those duties when we come back. This is all for Mike and I here in pregame, but we will be back here at halftime for the APA Music Halftime Report. Until then, enjoy the game and have a great SFL Saturday.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Week 7 SFL action continues this evening from the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia, as the Atlanta Swarm host the Florida Storm. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and joining me in the booth is the man who's just a hop, skip, and a jump past the bayou. It's Gerald Smith. With us on stats, Mark Chisholm and Rochelle Colston. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Gerald, how you doing tonight?
Doing great.
All right, man. 2 East Division rivals duke it out this evening to take command of the division. For Atlanta, they're sitting currently out in front with a 3-2 record, with Florida hot on their heels at 2-3. If Atlanta can get the win, they'll have a 2-game lead over the Storm, with Jacksonville and your Louisiana Revolution far back with only 1 win apiece. Good luck, sir. They're coming off a commanding win over the Denver Nightwings, and they look to continue their winning ways here at home tonight. For Florida, they're coming off the worst loss in franchise history, reeling a little bit, and they're looking to rebound. Winning tonight and taking control of the division, great way to get that started. What are the keys to victory for each of these teams?
Third down efficiency is going to be key for both these teams on both sides of the ball. Florida's at the bottom of the league in third down efficiency on defense, with opponents converting 68% of the third downs against their defense. And their offense is also last in the league, only converting 32% of third downs into first down. Atlanta is better on their side with converting 50% of their third down on offense, but their defense is allowing 58% of the third down to be converted into first, which is 4th worst in the league coming into this week. Whichever team will perform the best on third down on both sides of the ball should come out victorious.
All right, well, as Matt Wilson would say, there's only one way to find out, and that's on the field. So we'll head down to the field and get this one started. Florida has the ball teed up, ready for kickoff. Atlanta will start first on offense. Hand is in the air, and Ethan Sneed kicks it away. Back to the goal line, where it will be returned up the middle to the 26. That is where Bryant Dynasty will come out onto the field for the first time in this one. Dynasty was 25 of 35, 307 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks last week in the win over the Nightwings. Running back BDG Hollywood, just shy of 100 yards on the ground. Had 92 yards and a touchdown on 14 carries. We'll see Dynasty come out throwing to get this one started. Deep pass over the... And it goes right to the defense, picked off by the Storm. Andrew Francis with the interception. And, well, Gerald, I don't think Florida could have written a better opening for this one.
No, and they just doing right now, right off the bat with the first play of the game, what they've done all season. They are number 1 in takeaways in the league. That's their 23rd on the season.
So just like that, Ron Cochran will lead the offense out onto the field for the Storm. Struggled mightily last week, and I think even that might be a bit of an understatement. Gerald, 24 of 40. 241 yards, 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. First pass of the day is complete. This one out to the left-hand side. Bottom of your screen, Charlie Boletsky, the running back, with the catch.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough showing for the Atlanta Swarm, and Ron Cochran throwing 8 interceptions, and they just ran into a buzzsaw last week in what Mexico City's been doing. But I think they get back on track this week, and we'll see how they fare.
Cochran on 2nd down and 1. Quick pass over the middle is complete for a 1st down and 10 inside the red zone. They're at the Atlanta 11-yard line, just like that. The starting offense for the Storm: quarterback Ron Cochran, the halfback Charlie Boletsky, fullback J.W. Doyle. The wide receivers are Stephen Bush, Art Vandelay, E.J. Minson. The tight ends, Veridin Zarkov and Ron Haynes. The offensive line, Caden Poirier, Joseph Wade, and Greg McDonaldson are the ones to watch. 1st down and 10. Cochran looking over the middle, and that one's nearly taken away, batted down by Cree Higgins. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
He had him Cochran had him coming over right over the middle. He just threw a little flat. If he put a little bit more loft on that, I think he scored a touchdown on that one.
Second down and 10. 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back in the set. Short drop by Cochran, gets it out to Boletsky. Boletsky gets a nice gain, about 6 up the right-hand side. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. The starting defense for the Swarm, the defensive linemen, Anthony Boner, Billy Ray Valentine, Leo Jefferson, Joshua Williams. The linebackers, Cree Higgins, Diamond Blackwell, and Aquantis Shine. The corners, Jack Napier, Don Fletcher, and Jay Miraculous. The safeties, Moose Papineau, Grant Hardaway, and Chris Henry. 3rd down and 4. Cochran throws it behind the line of scrimmage. That one goes to Doyle, and it's going to bring up a loss of 1. Cree Higgins with the tackle for a loss.
It wasn't a bad play, but it just kind of falls into them struggling on 3rd down so far this season. Where they just can't convert those 3rd downs into 1st downs at all.
23-yard field goal try from the right hash is up, and it is good. Florida on the board first, 3-0 over the Swarm. So
yeah, I mean,
points on turnovers, Gerald. They were able to get some points, but not as many as they would have preferred.
Yeah. At that moment, man, you want, especially early on, especially on the road, you want to try and get those turnovers, especially where they were able to get the ball, short their drive. You want to shock the home opponent pretty early and put up some big points. But hey, some points is better than none.
Atlanta will get another shot on offense. Very short drive last time around, Gerald. Dynasty, 1 pass, and it was picked off. And for a better outcome on this one, for sure.
Yeah, he only had 1 shot, and he threw it into coverage, and yeah. Let's start off slow. Give it to BDG here.
Yeah. Take 2. Shake it off and try again. Dynasty hands it off to BDG Hollywood. Spins, breaks a tackle, and gets the 1st down. A nice run to get that drive started. And Gerald, that would be what I'd like to see out of Atlanta today. Hollywood only had 14 carries last week. I guess it's all that was needed since they won 47-28. But the more they feed Hollywood, the clock will keep ticking, and they'll be in control of this one.
Yeah, he's averaged on the season. He's averaging like 6.5 yards a carry. So, he's just as electric as he's ever been. Give the guy a few more touches, and he might be the good things for you.
Yeah, just like that, another huge gain up the left-hand side. This one all the way into Florida territory. Starting offense for the Swarm. Quarterback is Brian Dynasty. The halfback, BDG Hollywood. Fullback is Mitchell O'Brien. The wide receivers, Kyle Finnemore, Honus Odaby, Siege Falco, and Boo Chisholm. The tight end is Jamal Wooding. Left guard, Jay Warren. 1 to watch. Dynasty over to the left-hand side this time. That one's actually complete right on the edge of the sideline. Boo Chisholm getting his first catch of the day. Sets up a 2nd down and 3.
Man, him, the recent Hall of Famer, right? Inducted Hall of Fame earlier this season. Knows where to put his feet, keep them toes in, and make the catch.
Offset I formation on 2nd down. Hollywood gets the handoff again, just shy of the line to gain. Will set up a 3rd down and inches. Starting defense for the Florida Storm. Defensive lineman Deontay Stoneville, Alessandro Tomaello, and Alex Dominguez, Big Sexy himself. The linebackers, Stephen Black, Ryan Tobin, and Aaron Gooden. The corners are Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones. And the safeties, Adrian Blaine and Andrew Francis. Hollywood taking the handoff on 3rd and inches, and he gets Several inches on that one, Gerald. Sets up the Swarm with a first down.
It's been nearly all BDG except for one play on this drive. You know, the guy's got 44 yards on 4 carries. That's 11 yards a carry. Man, that's doing great stuff. Wise, you know, he's getting you a first down per carry.
35 yards already on the day. Make that 44. I formation now for the Swarm. Dynasty gets it out to Hollywood. Oh, a little too close to the sideline that time. Steps out of bounds with a 1-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I think Dynasty held on to the ball a little bit too long. Kind of ran him out of bounds a little bit on that pass. But it's going to be interesting, right? I think this is the first 2nd and long they've had so far. It'll be interesting to see how they come out right here.
3 wide receivers on 2nd and 11. Quick pass over the middle, throwing it to the tight end, hitting Jamal Wooding. Getting it up to the 17-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 inside the red zone.
And they put themselves in a 3rd and very, very manageable. And we know, just from what, Florida has been giving up, almost 70% on 3rd down. With Atlanta converting 50% of their stuff, I think in these situations that definitely favors the offense.
Dynasty in the gun on 3rd down and 2. Out route down to the bottom will get the first down and a little bit more. Siege Falco getting in on the action. 1st down and goal from the 10.
Yeah, that's the first call we heard, right, from the crowd over here with Siege Falco. So, yeah, he's starting to get everybody involved. Boo's got a catch. Wooding's got a catch. Falco's got a catch. And, we know that, the guy who's been the bell cow in this draft so far has been BDG.
Wide receiver split out wide to the right. Dynasty goes back to Falco on the out. We'll gain 5 on the play. 2nd down and goal.
It looks like the defense from Florida too is playing a little soft from a defense perspective, especially the passing game, especially that Atlanta seems to be using on this particular drive with these last couple of pass plays. And they're playing a little bit off right here as well.
3 receivers on 2nd down. Dynasty throws towards the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Siege Falco getting the touchdown reception for the Swarm. And they are out in front.
Yeah, give that man a call. Give him 2 of them, right? On the last 3 out of the last 4 plays, the ball went in his hands, and he's got him in the lead.
Very methodical drive that time for Atlanta. They shook off their opening drive, Gerald, 1-play interception, and they come back with a 10-play, 75-yard touchdown drive. Brian, Dynasty, as you can see, able to shake that off. His only incompletion was that initial interception. Perfect. 6 for 6, 31 yards on that drive there. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Sammy Steele puts the ball up into the air. Florida will get their next shot on offense, this time starting out from their own 21-yard line. Kick taken by Art Vandelay up to the 21. So much worse starting field position, Gerald. They only were able to muster 28 yards on their 6-play drive after starting out at the Atlanta 34-yard line last time around. So see what they can do here. And, Ron Cochran's going to come out swinging, I guess. Cochran to throw on 1st down, wide open, down at the bottom of the screen. That one is complete. Connecting up with wide receiver E.J. Minson.
I tell you what, I was panicking when that corner came coming off the corner, man. I don't know if you heard me. I said, I was panicking for Cochran on that one, but he found the open receiver and was able to get it to him.
On 2nd down and 2, an offside eye in the backfield. Cochran making a change to the play at the line. He's going to hand that one off to Doyle. Doyle, just short. 3rd down in inches. Wrapped up and tackled by Diamond Blackwell.
He was right there. It looked like Doyle had the edge, man, but he just I don't know if he was hiding behind a lineman or what. He kind of came out of nowhere, it seemed like, and grabbed him when he thought he had open space.
Charlie Beletsky running around to the left-hand side, gets the 1st down. Tackled at the 33-yard line.
And that was good for them, right? They needed to convert a 3rd down, and it was a 3rd and short. It was relatively, I guess, by yard standards, pretty simple play. You run, hey, just pick it up. You only needed a yard, which is good for them to build confidence on 3rd downs going forward.
The first carry from Beletsky today. Good for the first. That pass is complete, connecting up with Stephen Bush. His first catch of the ball game. 2nd time they've thrown it his direction. 2nd down and 6.
Atlanta's playing a really aggressive defense, right? It looks like they're playing like a lot of man, a lot of guys on the line, like right here, right? Looks like they're loading the box. It seems like they've seen something on film and they're going all out on it.
Beletsky takes the handoff right into the waiting arms of Cree Higgins. Sets up a 3rd down and 1. Beletsky had a very similar day to BDG Hollywood last week. 13 carries, 91 yards. He also could not find the end zone. Looking to definitely get there today in this one. 3rd down and 1. Cochran to throw. Has his man. J.W. Doyle with the catch and run. Gets up to the Atlanta 49-yard line.
And they're putting themselves in the 3rd and short situations and are able to pick it up, right? I mean, like early on discussed that 3rd down woes throughout the season, but so far on this 2nd drive, man, they converted 2 of them.
First down and 10 inside Atlanta territory. Beletsky takes a handoff. Nice blocks. Gets past the 30, 20, tackled down at the 14-yard line. Finally wrapped up by Chris Henry, but not before a huge gain, and that'll help fix the difference in the stats that were up there, Gerald. There was a little bit of a difference in the running game so far between these two teams, and Beletsky fixes that problem right there.
And the Zarkov and Doyle just got some great blocks, and it looked like in that replay too when Zarkov leveled the defensive back, it kind of flexed on him a little bit.
On 1st down and 10, Cochran fires into traffic, and it's caught for a touchdown. Oh, wow, what a pass and catch. Hauled in by Art Vandelay, 4-6.
And this whole drive was pretty impressive, man. They got that big run, and then they decided to take a shot right to the end zone right after that huge run. And Art Vandelay, he found a little bit of space, and Cochran was able to thread the needle.
An 8-play, 73-yard scoring drive, and that's got to feel good for the veteran Ron Cochran to, shake off. I don't know what you want to call it, but he had 8 picks since his last touchdown, and to get that one there and have a nice methodical drive to get his team back out in front, just what the doctor ordered. Ethan Sneed with the extra point. Brings the score to Florida 10, Atlanta 7.
And Cochran didn't throw any touchdowns last week with the he threw 8 picks, but he didn't throw any touchdowns at all last week. So it's got to feel pretty good to to be able to get it right back in the end zone and get I mean it's Ron Cochran. I know he doesn't lack any confidence whatsoever, right? 3-time champ, but coming off that loss, it probably had him questioning, his skills at some point. I've thrown 8 picks, but he's right back on top of. Got to see him right back on top right now.
Absolutely. So Bryant Dynasty back out onto the field, also having an efficient day other than the one pick, 6 of 7, 31 yards. Looking to add to that total right now. Dynasty going deep over the middle into traffic. Oh, it's caught. Boo Chisholm. A huge catch by Boo Chisholm gets the Swarm into Florida territory just like that.
I'm not sure if it was Adrian Blaine maybe there. Yeah, and she missed it. Oh, she had such a play on the ball, but that was such a huge chance that Bryant Dynasty took, but he was able to come down. Boo was able to come down with the ball, but man, that was so risky. It reminiscent of like the first play that they did on their very first drive.
I know. Shorter pass over the middle is incomplete. Play was broken up trying to hit one of the backup tight ends, Alan Chisholm.
Yeah, defender made a really good play there. Really good play, getting to the receiver as the ball got to the receiver and didn't allow him to make a catch.
2nd down and 10. Adrian Blaine is out patrolling that defensive backfield. Ball is handed off to Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood surging forward, and he'll actually fall forward for the first. I thought he might have been a little bit short, but they will spot him with enough yards to move the sticks. 1st down and 10, 36-yard line.
If Thomas doesn't come by and hit him, I think it looked like he broke that tackle from Adrian Blaine and could have been off to the races there.
Empty backfield now for the Swarm. Dynasty in the gun. Oh, goes deep down the left-hand side. Boo Chisholm with the catch. Oh, all the way down to the 3. Oh, I thought Boo was gone. But a huge play nonetheless. 1st down and goal from the 3-yard line.
I love the placement of this ball by Bryant Dynasty because he knew Evan Carroll was playing right up underneath him, and he put it where Chisholm had to jump to get it. That way, Evan Carroll couldn't get it. He only put it where his guy could get it, right? So, and Boo came down with it, and now they're inside the 5.
Back and forth we go in this one. Hollywood takes the handoff, runs into the end zone, and Atlanta is back out in front. Touchdown Swarm.
He went in there untouched. It was perfect blocking, perfect play calling in that moment. Spread the defense out a little bit and just ran off that weak side.
5 plays, 77 yards, resulting in a touchdown. Gerald, this one could get pretty exciting. We've already had 3 lead changes, and I don't think that counter is going to be stopping at 3.
And I'm getting a little excited. I think I'm anticipating a shootout happening here.
That's what I'm saying. And when you say shootout, it's not even necessarily going to be in the air. I think we're going to see a boatload of Boletsky and Hollywood, not to mention Cochran and Dynasty. The 4 of them combined, they're going to be putting on quite a show tonight. And be interesting to see what happens once these defenses start getting involved as well. Obviously, already 1 interception for the Atlanta defense. Excuse me, the Florida defense. Andrew Francis getting a pick on the opening drive. See what else happens. Kick taken up to the 20. 14 seconds to go here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, I like, we're gonna see what Florida's gonna answer with here, right? Every time they've had the ball, they have put points on the board, right? This is their 3rd drive. The first drive come off with the interception. They were able to get 3 points out of that, and then they were able to take it to almost the length of the field on their previous drive to get them 7 points.
Cochran to throw, gets it. 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark it a fumble recovered by Atlanta. And Gerald, that didn't quite look like a backwards pass to me. We'll see if that gets reviewed.
Let's see where he's at. He's at the 14. Oh that's a forward pass.
Threw it to the 15. Yeah. Well, currently Atlanta football And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the challenge ends up saying. Is the flag is thrown by Art Vandelay. He says, "Give me that ball back."
Yeah, there's no way this could stand at all. There's no way. It's not even close, in my opinion.
Yeah, but sometimes the zebras can be blind. We'll see if they make the right call this time, and they do. Ruling on the field is overturned. Florida will not be charged with their timeout, and they will retain possession of the football. It'll be 2nd down and 10 after it's ruled an incomplete pass.
Verse 62 remembered to put in his contact lenses before the game, it appears.
He even put them in the correct eye. It's just, you never know. Sometimes, he gets the wrong prescription in the wrong eye, and he says, I got my contacts in, but it's not doing anything. I formation on 2nd down. Cochran over the middle. Oh, wide open with room to run, getting all the way up to the 44-yard line. A great catch and run there. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. So back and forth in this one. The Storm have 10. The Swarm have 14. Will the Storm stay with 10 on this drive? We'll find out on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports. And welcome back to the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia, where Florida has the football and trying to get some more points up on the board. 6-yard gain up to midfield. Sets him up with a 2nd down and 4 catch by Beletsky.
Yeah, and that was a very, very quick and very entertaining first quarter too. And they're already at midfield. Well, there's 2 plays, and they're already at midfield.
Yeah, entertaining indeed, Gerald. I mean, there was 5 possessions total, and 4 of them were scoring possessions. The only one that wasn't was Atlanta's opening possession, where it was 1 play pick. Oh, the pitch to Beletsky was well read. Diamond Blackwell fired into the backfield. He had the speed of a running back himself there.
Yeah, he told the MVP, "I got a TFL for you, my friend."
That's why you don't see many a pitch play here in the SFL. Cochran in the gun on 3rd down and 8. 3 receivers out to the left. He's going to go straight over the middle and complete. A big reception made up to the 32-yard line. Pass hauled in by Veridin Zarkov, the tight end.
And Zarkov is their leading receiver thus far in the game, and it seems like, at least on this drive, that he is not being covered or he's just running great routes or something. I don't know how you can miss that big man, in the middle of the field. 6'5", 247.
That is a whole lot of tight end. Trips formation up to the top. One receiver down to the bottom. Cochran short drop, and then he gets dropped. Leo Jefferson with the sack.
That was quick. And I'm going to tell you something that calls that the aggressive defense that Atlanta is playing right now. They bumped those guys right off the line. Cochran had nobody to go to, and Jefferson got in there really, really quick. And he had time to throw away the ball.
Leo Jefferson registered a half sack last week, 1.5 sacks on the season, now 2.5. Cochran with a pass over the middle going back to Zarkov. Gets a nice gain up to about the 26-yard line.
See, mama, there's that man again. He's just in the middle of the field open. I don't know if the linebackers can cover him today. If they keep running this, similar routes and everything else, man, it could be Zarkov's big day.
3rd down and 3, well within Ethan Snead's field goal range. Looking for the first here. 4 receiver set. Cochran out route up top. That one is complete for the first down. Gets tackled just on the outskirts of the red zone. E.J. Minson with another catch.
Florida's doing an excellent job so far this game with their 3rd down play calling to be able to pick up the yardage. The yardages that they're being able to pick up.
Ron Cochran out route once again. That one nearly taken away, but the pass is somehow complete. Goes straight back to Minson once again, now with now 13 of 15 for 120 yards.
Man, I thought the way Jamie Miraculous broke on that ball, I thought he could have got a hand on it, but it looked like he just missed it.
Yeah. When I saw him jumping that route, I thought it was going to be a pick six. It was not to be, a 2-yard reception. Offside eye in the backfield. Cochran under center. Deep dot by Cochran. Has time, fires towards the end zone, and it is caught out of bounds. Will be ruled incomplete. Stephen Bush just a little too far into the paint.
Man, a 10-year veteran like that in the league, and Stephen Bush, you'd think he would know where his feet's at in the end zone, man. You gotta drag those toes in the end zone, right? Being at 10 seasons, so that's a missed opportunity. Now it's 3rd and long. We'll see what Florida's going to do.
2 to the left, 2 to the right, tight end in the middle. Cochran towards the end zone again, and it's batted away, incomplete. Trying to hit E.J. Minson. And it will be a 4th down.
Yeah, he had a very, very small window to get it to E.J. Minson, and he wasn't able to quite squeeze it in. The defender was able to, leak right off of his responsibilities and go over there and knock that ball away.
So Ethan Snead out for another field goal try. This one will be from about 35 yards. Center field. He was 2 of 2 last week. 8 of 8 on the season. Now 9 of 9. Looking for field goal number 10. Kick is on its way. It's up. It's good. And Florida cuts into Atlanta's lead. Score now Florida 13, Atlanta 14. The SFL network is coming to ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. You can download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or your iPhone. You can also get it on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL Network, where SFL creators come together. And that return, a nice one up to the 27-yard line. And Atlanta now looking to see if they can keep the streak alive. Gerald, we've had 5 drives in a row, all with some sort of score.
Yeah, the way they was marching the ball down the field in the first quarter, I don't see them changing much. I wouldn't expect them to change much. On how they're, doing their business on offense. So we'll see what they can do.
Dynasty, 8 of 10, 95 yards and a touchdown. And now he is sacked. Brought down in the backfield by Alessandro Tomaello. 5-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, it looked like he had some help from Mr. Big Sexy himself, Alex Dominguez, back there as well. You get guys right in the middle disrupting things. It's only going to help out your other teammates on that line.
2nd down and 15. Dynasty in the gun. Steps up, throws. Tipped drill. How is it still in the air? Oh, it's finally down on the ground. 3rd down and 15. Pretty sure every Florida defender had their hand on that ball at some point on that snap.
Man, it almost looked like they just all got in a circle and was just flopping the ball up for a little bit. We're going to get a good look at it here.
Playing a little hacky sack or something.
Right.
What is that?
Oh, threw his hands off his head. Oh, man. Look at
Boom, 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 boom. Playing a little pinball with... He's just swatting it. What is going on?
Dude, Adam Jones could have caught that thing like a dozen times.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it. Coach, get him some stickum for them hands.
To the jugs machine with you, Adam Jones. 2 picks on the year for Adam Jones. He couldn't get a third. Almost 4 times on that one play. 4 wide receivers set on 3rd down and 15. Florida defense looking to hold strong. And It's a beautiful, beautiful pass by Dynasty. Siege Falco adding on to his total, gets all the way down to the 47-yard line. 1st down.
The offensive line gave Bryant Dynasty enough time to be able to let the receivers, let their routes mature and get a wide receiver open, right? And look, and Florida can't keep giving up those type of big plays, especially in their 3rd and really long, like that was, right? I mean, we know that their 3rd down defense defensively, right, it's at the bottom of the league, man. They got to tighten that up if they expect to win.
Siege Falco just shy of 40 yards receiving. BDG Hollywood able to get a short game there. And we've got an update from Indianapolis. The other game going on. Back to SFL Studios for the update.
Thank you, Mike Daggs. Mike saying green. Brad Jones ready to play today.
Yeah, Brad Jones definitely ready to play today. He takes the handoff and races towards the end zone. He crosses the finish line, Cam, and Indianapolis is up early, 7-0.
Back to Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith.
Thank you, Cam. That one was incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 7. We're able to convert the 3rd and 15 earlier on in this drive. Well outside field goal range, Gerald, so they'll need to convert this to keep on going.
And let's see if Florida's 3rd down defense can tighten up right here and force a punt.
Dynasty in the gun. Quick pass over the middle. That one is caught. And the 3rd down defense does not tighten up, Gerald. They're able to move the chains once again.
Yeah, and they it's because it's like their first and 2nd down are so good, right? They play really, really good so far this game. It's just the 3rd down to kind of, especially on this drive, have kind of come to bite them a bit.
Dynasty gets it out to Hollywood. And Hollywood's able only to gain a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a dump off there. Trying to see if BDG can make his magic and spin out of a gazillion tackles and, take it, because you've been in this league a long time. We've seen him do some amazing things with those swing passes and running along the lines and somewhat becoming invisible and people can't grab him.
Oh, very much so. When in doubt, just get it into the hands of Hollywood any way you can, and sometimes he can make magic happen. Dynasty steps up deep down the middle, and it's tipped in, incomplete. 3rd down and 9 coming up. Great play by Andrew Francis on defense.
I don't know if Fenimore was open. I don't know what to say. All I've seen was white jerseys and one blue and black uniform player down there.
Yeah, I think Fenimore was open if Dynasty had put a little bit more air under the ball and led him a little bit better. It's a little too shallow. Dynasty on 3rd down and 9. This time it's also incomplete. Evan Carroll in on the coverage. Swats that one away. 4th down and 9 from the 40, Gerald. They'll likely have to punt.
And that's what was Florida was looking for on that drive right there. After allowing 2 3rd and longs to be converted, for them just to had the bend, don't break, right? Keep him out of field goal range and be able to, force the fourth down and get your offense back to ball.
Low pan on to punt for the Swarm. The SFL is partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are all in the works. You can check out regular season SFL games on their Twitch channel every weekend and follow Rare Drop Sports at twitch.tv/RD Sports. Some great special teams play there, Gerald.
Right. Pin him back deep. Pin him back deep right there. I don't know why they marked it at 6. Maybe because that's where he first touched the ball. But it's very good defensively for Atlanta.
So Ron Cochran back out onto the field on offense, 14-18 so far. Charlie Boletsky, 35 yards on the day and adds a bunch more on there. Now gets up to 48 yards.
I don't know if you heard me. I said, oh, no, man, if Cree Higgins didn't come to the rescue on that one, I thought he was gone for 94 yards. Oh, man, like it could have been something. But
we've seen, we talk about Hollywood, Gerald. We've seen Boletsky do some crazy things over these past few seasons as well.
Yeah, he wasn't the MVP for nothing.
Offside I formation. First down and 10 from the 18. Cochran, some pressure in his face. Throws this one away and safely gets it out to the sideline. Second down and 10. We've got another update from SFL Studios. Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
Thank you, Mike Daggs. Mike St. Green, Brad Jones is at it again.
Yeah, Cam, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Brad Jones is off to the races again. He goes 60-plus yards all the way to the end zone and crosses the yard of bricks. Indianapolis up 14-0.
Back to Mike and Gerald.
Thank you, Cam. Brad Jones trying to show Charlie Boletsky and BDG Hollywood that he, too, can make some fantastic runs. Third down and 1. Ball is handed off to Boletsky. He gets the first down and more. Breaks a couple of tackles. It takes 2 defenders to finally bring him down. First and 10 from the 37.
He ran that with a purpose, man. They gave him a little bit of a sliver of a hole, and he hit it right there. Bam. And he didn't even he didn't take the path of least resistance, but he still got 10 yards.
He's just carrying defenders along. See, there's the spin move and jukes to make people miss, and then there's just let's go for a ride. Boletsky. So much for going for a ride. Oh, he just went straight down into the turf. Flying in like a missile, the Hall of Famer Aquana Shine.
Mr. Shine said, I didn't get a piece of you when you ran up the middle a while ago, but watch this, bud.
Man.
Hall of Fame trumps MVP, pal. Check this out.
Yep. That's quite the flex. Oh, man. Cochran back to the skies. No, complete that one to Stephen Bush for gain of a few yards. Third down and 5 coming up.
Right, and that's a good, second down play for Florida there. They put themselves on a third and really manageable here. Depending on the formation, I would come out and look for Zarkov not in the game. I don't know what they're going to do.
Approaching the 2-minute warning. Final play before that hits. Cochran fires over the middle, complete. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. So fresh set of downs at the Atlanta 44-yard line. Florida Storm are on a drive. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Atlanta. Florida Storm in possession of the football, down by 1. 2 minutes to go. Pass complete. And the clock will still continue to roll. Gerald, 2nd down and 6. E.J. Minson with the catch.
Yeah, I thought if he would have got out of bounds, it would have been a lot better play. But it's still good to start. I think Cochran, being the veteran he is, saw something in the defense he didn't like. It looked like they may have been going for an off slant play there. So he called that hot route for his guy out on the end to be able to run that out route.
3 receiver set on 2nd down, gets it out to Boletsky. He does get the 1st down. I wasn't sure if he had made it quite far enough, but he does, and this time steps out of bounds. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will break down the first half between the Storm and the Swarm, recap the best of Friday's action, refresh the power rankings, media, and couch polls, sit down with Around the SFL's Mike O'Neill, and update you on the action going on in Indiana between Motor City and Indianapolis. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of scoring. It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. Out route up to the top, jumping and then falling down to the turf for a 3-yard gain. We'll set up a 2nd down and 7. Veridin Zarkov once again getting a catch.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he turned around and jumped on it like that, or maybe the quarterback threw a little bit off. It looked like a good throw to me. He gets that, man. I think he turns upfield, and he gets a lot more yardage.
Cochran down the right-hand side, picked off. That'll put an end to that drive as it's taken away by Jack Napier.
That drive was looking so good, and it looked like he just technically ran the better route. Nothing else to say other than he just cut right under it.
Jack Napier with the pick, his 3rd on the season. And that will allow the Swarm to maintain their 1-point lead. And Gerald, they've got all 3 timeouts in 56 seconds. They've got plenty of time to get down in scoring range.
Right, and they got this guy BDG.
Oh, BDG might. I thought he might just do it all right there in 1 carry. A little surprised they're not calling a timeout here, though.
Yeah, I would, because you could almost, go in there and you could essentially make it a 1-score, more of a 1-score game, right? And kind of go by 8 if you get down there and get a touchdown. It looks like they just might try to run it out.
Yeah, Florida gets the ball to start the 2nd half, so I would think that Atlanta would want to try to score here. But yeah, I think they looks like they're content to just let this one roll to halftime. Gerald will probably see one more play.
Yeah, and they're probably going to give it to BDG in either a swing route or a run. Just to see if he could do something magical with it. But I mean, how much time they're letting take off here? If he doesn't score a touchdown, he's it's done.
And final play handed off to Hollywood. No gain on the play, and that's how we will roll into halftime. Gerald, 2 quarters in the books. 2 more remain. Atlanta 14, Florida 13. The APM Music SFL Halftime Report is next with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after this.
And welcome to the AP Music Halftime Report. Along with Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. It is halftime, and Atlanta's up 14-13 over the Florida Storm. We thought it might be a little bit ugly there, Mike, with the Bryant Dynasty interception on the first play. It's turned out to be a pretty great first half between two former championship heavyweights.
Yeah, Cam, we were wondering what we were going to have there for a minute, but these offenses, they both woke up, started making big plays from people that we're accustomed to seeing, make big plays. BDG with a big run in the first half. Charlie Beletsky had a great run as well. And, for a second there, it didn't look like these defenses were, going to be able to shut things down, but they acquitted themselves nicely going into halftime. And man, we have a great game going right now.
That we do, and we got a great podcast going on too, Mike. The Around the SFL podcast has kind of hit the ground running over the last few weeks, and Mike O'Neill's done an excellent job. And not only has he hit the ground running, but he also hits the road with his wife a lot. They have a pretty interesting life, and we thought, as the newest SFL media member, we'd give everybody at home a chance to get to know Mike O'Neill a little bit better in our Behind the Player series, although this may be the first time, Mike, that we talk to someone who is not actually a player.
Yeah, for sure. And it was really fun talking to Mike, and I really enjoy his show as I feel like it's one of the best new shows around the community right now. And I really enjoy listening to him, and was really happy that we had a chance to get to sit down and get a chance to talk to him.
You're just saying that because he was you had him. You were a guest on his show last week. That's the only reason why you're saying that. Let's take a look at what Mike and Mike had to say. This edition of Behind the Player features the Around the SFL host and the defensive coordinator of the Charleston Predators, Mike O'Neill. Happy to have him join the program today. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, Mike O'Neill, it's great to have you on the show with us, man. One of my favorite new SFL content shows around SFL. I really enjoy it. How did you come up with that, and what made you, say, hey, I see a need here, and I want to create this show?
Yeah, well, I definitely think it was just that, we have a lot of great content in this league. We have a ton of people that put up video content and everything, but it's just video content. And I travel for a living for work, and it was always so tough to pull up like Twitch, like say it with your chest is on Twitch, and then SFL nights with AJ Stryker, Netma, everything was video. So it was always difficult to try and do that while driving, and unless you're like really getting like the premium services, you can't lock your phone and keep that stuff playing. It's because it's not like I'm going to watch it and drive at the same time. So I was like, I've always been really big into sports radio. And so I was like, man, the SFL needs something like this. And I've always been particularly opinionated on certain things coming from like a coaching background and everything. So I just felt like there was a void, and what better way to fill a void than to step up and do it yourself.
Mike, you have a very interesting life. Most people don't know what you do, and most people don't do what you do. Tell SFL Nation and everyone out there watching exactly what you and your wife get to do for a living, because it is quite stunning.
Yeah, well, first of all, I definitely appreciate it. We're blessed for sure. We get to travel around the country, and we play weddings, we play music, we perform at weddings all throughout the country. So we're always in a different place. Like right now, if you can see behind me, we are in Northern California. We are out here for this month, and we're playing a couple weddings on the West Coast. But even while we're out here, there's a couple times where we're flying in Sacramento into like Denver and stuff like that to play weddings out in Denver. But so our home base really shifts every month or so. And we're very fortunate in that manner that we get to see the country, and we get to meet people on the best day of their lives, truthfully. So it really is a blessing, especially to be able to do it together. It really is cool.
And Mike, let's talk about a little bit about your team, the Charleston Predators. As Cam mentioned, you're the defensive coordinator over there. You guys are pretty much at a crucial point in the season. You have Portland coming up this weekend. How big is that game for your team? And also kind of a two-parter. you guys had a lot of adjustments, on the team, a bunch of newcomers, a lot of departures because of expansion and other things that has gone on in the league in the offseason. How's that adjustment been, and how much are you looking forward to this matchup against Portland?
Well, I think it's huge. And if for those of you listening that have tuned into around the SFL, I've talked about Portland quite a bit. And the reason why is I think Portland's got a really, really good team. I consider, Ezekiel Love to be one of the top 5 running backs in the league for sure. And I think that they just haven't figured out, so they haven't, gotten on the same page offensively yet, but the talent is there. That's not a question. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that matchup. As for us, for Charleston, yeah, we went through a ton of turnover this past offseason. We lost pretty much half of our team. Had to really, start from scratch this offseason and really put in a lot of work on the scheme defensively. And we really haven't hit our stride yet. I think, this week is huge. We're getting animations on players. And I think that it's just been about finding how to best utilize the players that we have on the field now versus last season. Whereas last season we were really able to be physical up front. The addition of Corey Minner to your team. Corey Minner is a great corner. Losing him was a big thing. And, we're just not able to play the same style. I wouldn't say drop off in talent by any means. I think just a different style of players. And so it's just been a little bit trying to adjust to that. But we're excited about how things are looking now. It was a tough loss to Baltimore. But, what can you say? That's a 6-0 team for a reason. And, I definitely look forward to this matchup with Portland. I think it's got to be a bounce back matchup for us. It's got to be a statement win for us. And I know Portland's looking at it the same way.
Mike, you got to travel out to Las Vegas for the SFL convention. It was your first SFL convention. What was your experience like? What would you like to see in the future? And who were some bright spots in terms of some people you met and got to talk with?
Yeah, I think that it was amazing. And it's funny is actually my wife enjoyed it just as much as I did. Which is really cool because she's been super supportive through the whole thing. But for us to actually go and put faces to these names that you see on Discord, and to be able to just hang out, just hang out with people after. So I loved the fact that the convention was in Las Vegas and you had HyperX in this hotel, right? And it's part of this hotel. And outside you've got a restaurant, you got a couple like bars and everything, and everybody's just hanging out in between time slots. It was just such a cool thing. Had the pleasure of meeting a lot of really good people. I think one of my favorite bright spots was and if you picture floating around, I think that you're using it on for around the SFL. The picture, the logo for it, it's a picture of me holding the Charleston shirt. Fun fact is that Charleston shirt was not mine. It was Mike All's, the GM over in Canton, and he actually brought it to me because I didn't have anything Charleston. My gear didn't get there in time for us to go, or for me to be able to wear it. So that was really cool. I met Mike All, and within like an hour of meeting him, he was like, "Hey, do you want a Charleston shirt?" And I was like, "What?" I think that just really sums up the community, though, in the SFL. I think everybody's really looking out for each other, and I think that it really does just a number to be able to meet these people and put faces, to these names that it really is a cool thing. And I met a lot of amazing people there. If I have time, I don't mean to like drag this out, but like Johnny Pickler, I met Johnny Pickler, and the funniest thing happened. So everybody knows Johnny Pickler as this egotistical guy, like that is Johnny Pickler in the SFL. And it was so funny because my wife and I were talking with him. At one point, he asked us if he could buy us a drink, and we're like, yeah, it'd be cool. So he turns to the bartender and asks them if they take poker chips as a payment. And I think that was the most Johnny Pickler thing that could have happened in that moment. So it's just so cool how these personalities come to life. And it really was cool being able to meet everybody.
And what a surprise that another Mike All, got you the shirt. I think Mike has to be the most famous first name in the SFL. They seem to come out of the woodwork around here. But Mike, thank you so much for joining us here on Behind the Player, and we appreciate your time.
Hey, man, thanks so much. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. Go Preds.
Have a great one, Mike.
Mike O'Neill won't be joining us anytime soon with that that internet he's got out there in Northern California. But we got the interview done, Mike, and it was good to talk with him. You can catch Around the SFL new episodes every Monday and Thursday evenings, and Monday through Thursday afternoon. You'll be able to check Around the SFL podcast out on the SFL network when it launches next month. All right, Mike, let's get to some polls here. Got some updated polls around the league. No more first place votes for London. The coaches' poll has all shifted to Baltimore, despite London's 6-0 record, and Mexico City now firmly into third.
Yeah, I think I agree with the first place votes as far as Baltimore goes. London did struggle quite a bit with Minnesota their last time out. And Baltimore looked really, really great in their last game. But I do take issue with one ranking right there in the top 5. Houston defeated Mexico City. To me, head-to-head should take precedent over that. Now you can argue on where DC. It is what it is, Cam. You could argue, where DC should be because neither team has played them. But I think head-to-head should take precedent in that one.
Well, I actually I tend to agree with you, Mike. So we'll just leave it at that. How about what the media has to say? Now they're a little bit more split. Even Mexico City getting a first place vote of the 9 media members who voted this week. You still got the same top 7: Houston, DC, Vegas, Vancouver. Tulsa's in there at 11 in the media poll, Mike. They've now won 4 in a row. We're going to get to some highlights from last night in a sec. But what do you do with Tulsa at this point if you're putting them in the polls?
Well, one of the things that I always say, Cam, you are who your record says that you are. And Tulsa, they played great the past 4 weeks. They had a slow start to the season. As you mentioned, we're going to see here in a little bit, they beat Minnesota in a key Central Division matchup last night. And they've looked pretty good. Douglas Brown, the rookie from last season, first-round draft pick, he looked great last night. And in turn, that team has looked great as well.
Our analytical team has a different take, particularly with Florida. We touched on it a little bit last week, but Florida still at 8, hanging on, actually tied with Houston in the team rating poll presented by Jack's Data. And you could see why. I mean, they're only down by 1 at the half, but Atlanta's not even in the top 14 of that poll. So a little bit different take, but I would imagine that if Florida was unable to come away with a win this week, they got to drop at that point out of these ratings, I would imagine.
Yeah, I tend not to argue with the numbers guys, as I've mentioned before. They're using a formula that I'm not familiar with, but below 500 team being ranked above a couple of above 500 teams, that is puzzling to me, no matter what the numbers say.
Let's get to the best of Friday night. We start in Buffalo, New York, in a scoreless game for the end of the first half. KJ Alasho of the Canton Classics gets his first career touchdown, gets Canton on the board 7-0. But this was a defensive game, Mike, and O.J. Bruin here coughs it up.
Yeah, defensive game, and O.J. Bruin probably should have, gotten down on the turf there before he took that hit and turned the ball over and sets Canton up in great field position.
Bruin was actually Queen City's best form of running game last night. He was really flying, but that time not good news for the Queen City Corsairs and the former Portland Fleet quarterback. So Canton going into the fourth quarter with a 7-0 lead. 1 minute later on a 3rd and 14, you got to get off the field, but Canton's got to get Kendra Hall the football, and they do, down to the 1.
Yeah, Kendra Hall doing Kendra Hall type things, making big plays and big moments, and she gets them all the way down to the goal line and setting them up in perfect position in the red zone.
On another angle of this, I really thought that Kendra Hall had scored. Yes, no, right there. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Didn't matter. They punched it in the next play. And then Cameron Curtis to Mike Twin Screw, 87 yards to the house. And just like that, Mike, it was a rout for the Expansion Classics.
Yeah, I don't know what the Classics have done in that off week, Cam, but they definitely have come out of their break looking very well. And Mike Twin Screw, Mike Twin Screw with a great touchdown catch and getting this offense, really going.
Another Mike. See, even you are getting confused now. Canton has won 2 straight. They're 2-4. They leapfrog Queen City in the north. They are chasing now London and Motor City. Motor City having some troubles today against Indianapolis. We'll get to that in a little while. over to Los Angeles. DC and LA playing each other for the first time in these two teams' long franchise histories. And Mike Scott with the early pick six had LA looking for the upset, up 10-0.
Yeah, this LA defense, they're always great in the secondary. And Mike Scott right there with a great read of the quarterback, picks it off, takes it all the way to the end zone. And as you mentioned, LA's up early.
Down 13-3, Synergy strikes back. Gus Scott, son of Baloo Scott, touchdown and threw the ball a hacksaw too. That's rude. Makes it 13-10. I'm still not sure how he caught this pass.
Yeah, great pass by Synergy as man splits the defenders there and takes it in for the touchdown.
This may even be a better throw. 17-13, DC's up by 4, and Sully Richardson finds Chris Lee in the back of the end zone. Wish we would have had the other angle on this, but still pretty nonetheless. 20-17, Los Angeles, and the Monsters getting crazy there in LA. Late third quarter, Sully Richardson out to Logan Jack, and Jack goes for a spin and fumbles the football. DC recovers, and LA was never the same after that, Mike.
Yeah, huge fumble right there. And this is the type of game, Cam, that DC, they like to play. They like to, keep it dirty and grimy and 3 yards in a cloud of dust at a time. And then as we see right here, and then they are going to unleash Kevin Say on you, and he comes up with good yardage to get them inside the 10.
DC has been super clutch in the biggest moments of the season so far. Say gets the touchdown, and DC's up 24-20. This was a really good ball game in SFL After Dark last night. 5:36 to go, 4th and inches. Logan Jack gets the carry and is stuffed by Josh Vasquez.
Yeah, Logan Jack probably was running on empty at this point, Cam, and could not get the yardage that Los Angeles needed to move the sticks.
Another 4th down here, and Logan Jack's not even on the field, Mike, because he was so gassed. Reached for the sticks, didn't get that one either. And the DC Dragons beat the Los Angeles Lycans 27-20 to improve to 5-1 through the first half of the season. Out to Minnesota, where Minnesota's wearing the double blues to raise awareness for Cerebral Palsy Foundation. A wild catch here with Tulsa down 7-0. Tulsa wearing their Tulsa Gators uniforms in honor of their owner who plays some semi-pro football. Wild stuff. But Corey Jones on a ping pong ball gets this one.
Yeah, first and foremost, Cam, these uniforms. I had to do a double take last night when I turned this game on. I didn't know who was out there, but yeah, Corey Jones with a big catch off the tip pass.
Going to spend the whole highlight talking about it. Daniel Wright, the former Desperado, with the interception there for Minnesota, and then striking back, Johnny Reno to Jay Taylor in the back of the end zone makes it 14-7. Now 14-10. Buchanan Simons had himself a night. Minnesota was rolling in the first half, Mike, up 21-10 at the half.
Yeah, Minnesota, that offense kind of struggled the first half of the season, but yeah, they were getting things on track in the first half.
JQ finds Gabriel Manning to start the third quarter, and I don't think I've ever seen Gabriel Manning so wide open, Mike. I don't know how Minnesota missed that coverage, but that may have been their worst defensive play of the season. And then next drive, what a dime into the back of the end zone as Corey Jones has the awareness to stop in the back of the end zone. Johnny Bravo kind of gave up on the play, and just like that, Tulsa is in the lead.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo kind of actually overran the play a little bit, as you're going to see there. Misses it, and Corey Jones tiptoes in end zone to put Tulsa up even more.
Reno throws it right to Cameron Shaw, and that would be the final nail in Minnesota's coffin. And your Central Division leaders, Mike St. Green for the Tulsa Desperados, winners of 4 in a row. They win 34-21. Cameron Shaw with the pick 6. And now Tulsa's starting to cook just like we saw them last season, Mike, where they upset the DC Dragons in that first round of the playoffs. And Tulsa's last loss was over a month ago to the unbeaten London Knights. So they're looking a little bit better than and that loss actually looking a little bit better too, because they got doubled up by the Knights there. So that was a look at some of Friday's games. Seattle lost to Carolina as well, 14-30.
Yeah, I was going to say, great second half from the Desperados. Held Minnesota scoreless. As we saw, the offense came alive, and then a big pick there by the defense as they played well in the whole second half. And they find themselves 4-2 at first place in that Central Division. Right
now in Indianapolis, the Ramblers are up on the V8s 35-3 in the second quarter. Brad Jones, I got to get a look at his numbers, 140 rushing yards on 11 carries for 4 touchdowns. This is kind of the Indy we saw in the second half against Canton when they just exploded for that first victory.
Yeah, and we're starting to see the Brad Jones that we saw last season. His rookie season had a great rookie season with Houston, and man, he's come out, really burning here in this game against the V8s. 4 touchdowns, as you mentioned, a couple of them 50 yards plus, and Indianapolis, they've looked great in this game on both sides of the ball.
Motor City can't get anything going, and if they lose this game, London's going to have a 4-game lead on that North Division. Atlanta's up 14-13 right now. They're trying to take at least a 2-game lead in the East, or if Florida wins, they're going to muck it up in that East Division, fighting for a playoff spot. Atlanta's up on Florida by 1. Mike and I will be back here to wrap things up in postgame. This has been the Your APM Music Halftime Report, and Mike and Gerald have your second half after this break.
And welcome back to the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia. The Atlanta Swarm hosting the Florida Storm. I'm Mike Daggs. I'm joined in the booth by Gerald Smith, Mark Chisholm, and Rochelle Colston with us on Stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer, and Mike St. Green, his co-host. We can't forget Mike St. Green, or he'll yell at me. 14-13, Atlanta out in front after 2 quarters of play. Florida getting the ball to start half number 2. Gerald, your thoughts on the game so far?
I think it was kind of an electric first quarter. The second quarter kind of had a little bit of a lull, but hey, look, it's a divisional matchup, and if Florida wins, they take the lead in the East. So it's what you would expect from a divisional game.
Ron Cochran to throw for the first play of half number 2, and nearly throws it right to a Swarm defender. 21-27, 161 yards, a touchdown and a pick was Cochran in the first half, and an incompletion to start half number 2.
Yeah, Creed's like, I'm not gonna catch this ball, but I'm sure gonna hit you, Mr. Minson, and he lit him up.
Mustapino nearly. I love the sound effects. You can almost see it like a comic book when you say it. Pow! 2nd down and 10. High formation in the backfield. Charlie Beletsky dotting the I. 6 rushes for 57 yards. Was involved in the pass game as well. That one is picked off. Throwing it deep over the middle, and Chris Henry able to snag that one out of the air. Second pick of the day for Cochran.
Yeah, King Henry was just sitting there. It just seemed like he was just waiting on it. He just backpedaled there, and it looked like it just looked like Cochran may have led Bush a little bit too much. You know, and if you'd have thrown it in a window in between the safety and the corner, right, in that little zone, if you threw a little bit sooner, I think you would have had him. But he just tried to lead him a little bit too far.
Henry had an interception against Denver last week. That was his 6th now on the season. Bryant Dynasty back out onto the field at quarterback. He was 12 of 18 for 135 yards, a touchdown and a pick in the first half. Boo Chisholm was far and away his favorite target now with 77 yards on the day.
I really thought Dynasty with that 5-step drop, man. I thought he was going to take a shot right after that big turnover early on in the second half. I thought he was going to take a shot, but he didn't.
Right, go for the big play after the turnover. Why not? But probably pulled it down and took the safe play. Oh! And right after taking the safe play, he gives it right back to Florida. Picked off by Andrew Francis, his 2nd of the ball game.
That's what Florida does, right? Like I said, you know, early on, he just was. Florida is number 1 in the league in takeaways, and it's their 2nd today. And Dynasty almost looked like he may have forced that ball. I don't know if the receiver's really as open as he thought he was, or maybe he heard me and he wanted to take a shot, and it didn't quite work.
A tackle, a pass deflection, and 2 picks for Francis on the day. And Cochran back out onto the field now. Pass over the middle into traffic. These quarterbacks are they're living on the edge. They're living a little dangerously tonight, Gerald. E.J. Minson with another catch.
I'm like fumbling all over myself here. I don't know. Cree Higgins almost tapped that thing. But look, he put enough touch on to get it out of reach of Higgins. Man, we see that all the time throughout the league, you know, where it's just out of the defender's reach and it drops right where they expect it to be.
3 wide receivers on 1st down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Cochran out route, wide open. Catch and run up to the 31-yard line. Chris Henry with the tackle, or Vandelay with the catch.
Yeah, the Atlanta corner over pursued. You know, it's like a 50x spot that a receiver act like he was going for a slant and cut and turned out, and the cornerback on that side, he over pursued, and when he cut out, it was just wide open, nothing but green grass.
Vandelay on the sidelines, taking a breather on 1st down. Out route is complete. Quick pass and catch to Veridin Zarkov. Zarkov getting back involved. He was the leading receiver for the Storm through the first half. 5 catches for 65 yards, adds on a couple more there.
Yeah, he's been one of the receivers in Florida that's been getting some chunk yardage whenever he's open and they find him.
Cochran to throw again, gets it out to Beletsky behind the line of scrimmage. Beletsky able to gain a few. Will set up a 3rd down and 4 after a good gain of 4.
And this is a pretty good drive here for Florida, right? After coming out on their drive in 2 plays and throwing an interception, and then right back 2 plays later, Atlanta, you know, throws it back right to them. So, and where Florida plays in right here, see if they can convert this. If not, they're in a pretty good position to kick a field goal.
3 receivers set. Cochran into traffic is an understatement. That one was straight into the hands of Cree Higgins. Could not take that one away, though.
Oh man, he saw the end zone. I think that's why he missed it. Took his eye off the ball. He had nothing but 6 in his eyes in that one.
He was watching the Jumbotron. He could picture himself running down the field. Fans on their feet screaming his name. Nope, he dropped it. 42-yard field goal try coming up.
Make it some highlight reel.
I know. It was all playing out in his head. Kick is on its way. It's up. It's good from 42, and Florida is able to reclaim the lead as we continue to go back and forth in this one. Now out in front, 16-14 over the hometown Swarm. The SFL Weekly Fantasy Contest is officially up and running. Think you could draft the best team every week while staying under the salary cap? Or maybe you just want to enhance your SFL experience? Free to play, no season-long commitment, and a new contest opens every week on Tuesday night. Join now and show off your fantasy skills to the rest of the league. Contact Jack Wall, Stephen Hacker, or Hunter Norwood to join today. Kick taken up to the 26-yard line, and we have a game update from Indianapolis. Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
Thank you, Mike Daggs. Very special touchdown in this one, Mike.
Yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Ryan Roosevelt with the big touchdown there in the first half, but that made it 21-0 at the time. But Indianapolis is still up 35-3 in the third.
Life is complete. Mike St. Green just sang on national television. Back to Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith at the high.
Oh, well, all right. Dynasty under pressure gets this one out, and it is caught by Jamal Wooding for a gain of 10. First and 10 from the 36.
And that was the protection. The best part about that play was when Dynasty dropped back and the pocket started kind of collapsing around him. He just stepped up and was able to hit Jamal Wooding on that out route.
Three receiver set now on first down. Dynasty will keep on throwing. Into double coverage, but somehow it's caught. They're taking chance after chance. A lot of them are paying off, though. Kyle Finnemore with the catch.
Yeah, he didn't wait till late that time to throw it, right? He just found it and right in between them, boom, right there. He threw it right at the right time. Right at the right time. If he'd have waited a split second later, it would have been picked.
Dynasty 15-22, 173 yards. Touchdown and 2 picks. BDG Hollywood, haven't seen him in a little while, but he's wrapped up and tackled for a loss of 1. Alex Dominguez, it's hard to run by that guy.
And it almost looked like at the start of that play when Dominguez grabbed him, it looked like he just wanted to ride his back for some reason. The way he was starting to bring him down, and then one of his teammates come and kind of knocked him off kilter a bit. But it's a great start for first down for that one.
Dynasty back to Finnemore down at the bottom. That one good for a gain of 7. We'll set up a 3rd down and 4. They're at the Florida 38-yard line, so just on the outside of field goal range. Sammy Steele could probably peg it from 70, I think, but I'm not sure that they want to try that.
Oh, it's BDG right here. Got to be.
3 backs in the backfield on 3rd down. Dynasty swings it out to BDG, and he's able to gain a yard. All right, what do you do here, Gerald? This would be, what, a 64-yarder?
Yeah.
54-yarder.
Yeah, and they're indoors, right? Just tell your home field AC technicians to put the air on full blast and help you out get that ball across that crossbar. But it looks like they're going to punt it.
Yeah. Lopan back out to punt once again. And try to hit it deep into the corner. It'll bounce down at the 6, down to the 2, and it goes into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, tragic. Oh, all right. Well, 1st and 10 for Florida. They'll start with the ball on the other side of the break at their own 20. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports, presented by APM Music. We'll be back after this. Ron Cochran right at the 200-yard mark as he gets ready to start this drive. And that one good to add on a few more yards. Another tight pass into tight coverage.
And these quarterbacks have really, really strong trust in those wide receivers to come down with these balls they're throwing. But hey, it's working. I mean, they have the 2 interceptions apiece, but
Yeah.
but hey, look, they're gonna the Riverboat Ron on this end.
Cochran throws it over the middle, getting J.W. Doyle involved.
That's something we hadn't seen so far from Florida. This thing, dumping it off the door, coming out the back and getting in the middle of the field there. He just found some space, just leaked out, and Cochran had the time to find him.
Three receiver set now on first down. Cochran, quick pass over the middle into double coverage. That one also caught, getting it back to the tight end, Zarkov.
And he's been their best pass catcher so far in this game, especially the way I'm not sure if you saw it, but the DB mugged the wide receiver Stephen Bush at the top of the screen, pushed him straight to the ground.
Ball is handed off to Belatsky just enough for the first down. Moves the chains. 1st and 10 from the 41.
If Florida keeps doing what on this drive, what they had success with last drive, I think they can keep pushing it down the field, right, and get themselves in a position to get more points.
Deep drop by Ron Cochran, hit as he throws, and that one sails out of bounds. All kinds of pressure on the play. Billy Ray Valentine and Anthony Bonner in on the pressure.
With the amount of defenders on that sideline, I think Cochran taking a hit and the throw kind of being errant throw there, I think it helped him out. I know he's been successful these last couple of drives on those dangerous throws, but there's only so many chances you can take.
5 plays, 22 yards so far on the drive. Cochran adding on to that total, getting into Atlanta territory. Another laser-fast pass over the middle to Minson.
And they're having success with the aggressive defense that Atlanta's playing, especially over the middle, right? Because it looks like Atlanta's playing some man coverage more times than not. And when they do, and they have a short slant route or something, or the tight end leaks out, they've been successful.
Cochran gets it out to Doyle. And Doyle able to only gain a couple. 2nd down and 7.
It seems like they're trying to get Doyle more active in the second half. Something they didn't really do in the first half. I think he had maybe 1 carry and 1 catch. In just the third quarter, he's got himself 2 or 3 more catches.
1 rush, 4 receptions for Doyle. Cochran now 30 of 40. And he'll pass again. Oh, pressure coming along the right-hand side, but well blocked, and he's able to get the pass over the middle again. He's been connecting with Minson a lot over the middle. Gerald, 69 yards on 8 catches now, most of them right in that area.
Yeah, and it's been Minson and Zarkov right in the middle right there, right? And look, and credit to those 3 high-paid offensive linemen that they have on the team there, right? It's giving Cochran some time to be able to find his open guys.
Belatsky wrapped up and brought down, a big tackle for a loss. Diamond Blackwell and Anthony Bonner combining for a 3-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, and when you run, right, the strength of this Florida offensive line is on the left side. So, if you're gonna run, give it to the big boys. As Matt would say, run to the side where you got them buffet boys.
Cochran deep over the middle, and it's picked off. Was trying to get it back to Zarkov, and it did not pay off. As Chris Henry, he's got another pick.
And I don't think that was a bad throw. Chris Henry jumped up and got it.
Yeah, he had to use every inch of that 6'4" frame. It helps when you've got a 6'4" safety back there to extend his arms up, leap and make a nice catch like that. He could almost play wide receiver. 2 picks now on the day for Chris the King Henry. 2 wide receivers set for Atlanta, down by 2. They get it out to Hollywood. Hollywood does everything he can, Gerald. I think that it's probably more avoided tackles for a 1-yard gain ever.
It's like that should have been a tackle for loss of like 3 or 4 yards. He just BDG does what he does, right? Spins, and I swear he turns invisible when he spins, because it seems like he spins and nobody catches him or nothing.
2nd down and 9. Going back to Hollywood. Oh, some nice blocking out in front. Hollywood able to gain 7 on the play. Will set up a 3rd down and 3 as we tick inside the 2-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter.
I think that was a great 2nd down call right there. They were in a 2nd and a longer type situation, but they know what BDG can do, and is able to get him into a 3rd and very, very manageable right here, and the playbook's wide open.
Well, he's averaging 6 yards a carry. I'd just give it to him again, but they'll throw over the middle, and that one's going to be incomplete. I threw it a little hard there, Gerald, and not able to be hauled in. Trying to hit Siege Falco.
Yeah, and he had time. He had a clean pocket. I don't know why I missed him.
Low pan onto punt once again for the Swarm. Can visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league. It is 28 teams, all the places that you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, and the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Approaching 600 yards of combined offense. Gerald, has been a very even game in just about every single aspect.
Yeah, even turnovers, right? I think Florida's turned the ball one more time over than Atlanta did. The rushing yards basically the same, the passing yards. I just think on this drive for Florida, I think they're going to have to, do the routes over the middle with the man coverages. And stuff like that Atlanta's doing, right? Because there is something there that they've seen in the first half, and even in their first drive here, or their second drive after they picked off Atlanta, that they're able to move the ball. That even their last drive before they threw the pick, right? So they can move the ball if they can just stick to, the more successful plays that got them down there to get them their points. I think they'll be fine.
And continue to get it to Beletsky, now over 100 all-purpose yards between receiving and rushing. Cochran throws over the middle, just like the Gerald ordered. And that one is complete for a 1st down, getting it to Stephen Bush.
Yeah, and that's all time. That's all time the offensive line gave him too. So, because that was some longer routes on the route tree there, and they were able to find some open space, and Cochran found Bush just crossing over the middle.
2 wide receivers out to the right, Cochran in the gun. Play action. Pressure coming, hit as he throws, but the pass is complete. Getting it to Ron Haynes, the rookie 1st-rounder tight end. That one's good for 8 as the final seconds continue to tick down here in quarter number 3.
It's been so brutal on this end with Atlanta and Ron taking these hits. And I don't know if you saw that defender pushed the wide receiver to the ground. It had nothing, but he found the tight end.
Well, that was Aquana Shine. So, yeah, anytime Aquana Shine makes a tackle, it usually looks like a murder just occurred. Final play of the 3rd quarter will be a handoff to Beletsky. It's going to go for no gain. So there will be a 3rd down and 2 coming up for Florida to start the 4th quarter. 3 quarters in the books. 1 remains here in Atlanta. The Storm out in front, 16-14. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith, Mark Chisholm, and Rochelle Colston with us on Stats. Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green back in SFL studios. Live from the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia. 3rd down and 2, and Florida is able to convert, getting it out to Beletsky. Nursing a 2-point lead, Gerald, and in control of the football right now, but it's been a one-score game all game long.
Yeah, now they're on the edge of field goal range too. At this point, I think they are in field goal range for Snead if it comes to that right here. But I know these guys want to get 6, because if they get 6 points out of this, I do believe it becomes a 2-possession game.
Cochran gets it out to the right. Oh, well defended. Trying to get it into the hands of J.W. Doyle once again, and this time well defended by Cree Higgins.
I don't think I've seen very many dives like that out there. He and from a linebacker, no less. Big guy like that.
Flying linebackers are rare in this league. And any league, because linebackers aren't supposed to fly, Gerald. Cochran in the gun now on 2nd down. Quick pass over the middle is complete for a gain of 8. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Pressure throws off his back foot and swatted away. Jack Napier almost got his 2nd pick of the day, but that'll bring the drive to an end at the 26-yard line, the 28-yard line. And field goal unit will come on the field for Florida. Almost didn't get that chance, though, Gerald.
Right, and they had Diamond Blackwell coming off the edge, and I think when Ron Cochran saw him, it looked like Ron Cochran was trying to roll out of the pocket, but then Diamond Blackwell came right around the corner and forced him to throw it. And luckily for Florida, it wasn't picked off with the 2 defenders in the area, because it was a bad throw.
Ethan Snead on for his 4th field goal try of the day. Gerald, he came into the night with only 8 field goals on the season. He's going for half of that right here. This one from 45 yards away. It's up. It's good. And Florida's able to add to their lead. 5 points up from the Swarm now, 19-14.
Yeah, and that look, and give credit to Mike Hack, because that was a high snap for him to get it down, and for these guys to give themselves a 5-point lead.
That's right. Backup quarterback.
Bad. I mean, he's no Whisker LaFouche or nothing, but he's all right.
He's all right. He did his job. He got that snap. He put it down, just not with the pizzazz that LaFouche can do.
I concur.
All right, so Atlanta now down by 5. They'll get the ball back and try to see what they can do. First, nice return up the left side. It's all the way up to the 29-yard line.
Atlanta, they need to put something together.
Yeah, they've had a quiet second half.
Right. And before in the first half, man, these guys are putting together some drives to get them some points, right? 10 plus play drives. And they just haven't had the ball very much this half at all.
Free play now, Dynasty able to get that one out to Jamal Wooding. We'll check the call on the field. And it is indeed an offsides penalty. So some free yards on that play.
And for all the time for Bryant Dynasty to take a shot, I think the perfect time would have been on that time for a free play.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was kind of waiting for, or hoping for, to see what would happen there, but it was not to be. Hollywood tackled for a loss on that play. We've got an update from SFL Studios. Cameron Irvine, what's going on in Indy? We'll hold off on the studio update for just a moment. 2nd down and 6. Dynasty. Oh, quick pass into triple.
Wow.
And that one is caught. Getting it into Florida territory, throwing it over the middle to Kyle Finnemore.
Thread meet the eye of the needle in that one, because I don't know how he fit that ball in there. That was such a tight space. Credit. Wow. Just credit to Finnemore for hanging on to that ball as well.
1st down and 10 now. Going back to the 3 receiver set. Delayed handoff to Hollywood. Oh, he's able to break the tackle in the backfield. Only able to gain 2, Gerald, but it's really like a gain of 5 because he should have lost 3 there.
Right. It almost looked like he got blown up, right? Like with the little counter he did back there, man. It gave that defensive line to kind of over pursue. And it also, I do believe it gave the linebackers a chance to recognize what was going on.
4 wide with Dynasty in the gun. Oh, deep down the left-hand side. Oh, he's got his man. It's Boo Chisholm all the way down to the 9-yard line. 1st down and goal as Boo Chisholm approaches the 100-yard mark on the day with his 5th catch.
And if you notice, Brian Dynasty wasted no time getting that ball. He saw when he took his break that he was open and he had a sideline. He was so happy about it. If he would have threw it to the sideline, Boo Chisholm would have been gone for a touchdown. But because Brian Dynasty was excited, he threw it a little bit too further on the inside the field, and Boo had to change his trajectory to grab the ball.
1st down and goal. Hollywood takes the handoff. Oh, almost gets there. Brought down at the 2 after a gain of 7. 2nd down and goal. And Gerald, is there anything that they should do other than just immediately go back down to Hollywood on this play?
Oh, to give it to Hollywood in any way, shape, or form. These 2 yards is nothing for this guy.
Dynasty. He's going to throw, but throws it to Hollywood. Hollywood spins again. Touchdown, Swarm, and they reclaim the lead.
In true BDG fashion, he could have jogged into the end zone, but he had to put his spin move on it to show this team who he is, right? He said, "No, I can get it." Nope, never mind. Check this out. So he had to do it for the home crowd, and now he's put his team in the lead.
Absolutely. Yeah, he could have just raced right to that pylon and gotten right in, but he's got to do it with some style, some flair. Can't just reclaim the lead. You got to reclaim it with a passion. Extra point try is up. It's good. The Swarm out in front, 21-19 over the Florida Storm. We're going to take a short break and then wrap this game up. 7 minutes to go. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports. And welcome back to Atlanta. The Swarm back out in front, 21-19 over the Storm. Gerald, would you have been tempted to go for 2 on that after that last touchdown by Atlanta? I think a 3-score game, or not a 3-score, 3-point game.
No, I don't think so. You still got time, right? And I think Atlanta's, putting a lot of confidence in their defense right now, right? They've only given up 2 field goals, in the second half. So, I think I wouldn't have.
Cochran to throw, pressure in his face, and he gets it out to his favorite target, E.J. Minson. 2nd down and 4. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I think I would have. Only 2 field goals in the second half, but 4 on the game. I mean, Ethan Snead is 12 for 12 on the season. One field goal, and they are back out in front. I don't know. I guess still plenty of time left. So I know Matt you wouldn't have gone for it.
Yeah, I think it's in the fringe area, right, where you're just like, hey, look, I don't know. But Zarkov doing what he does over the middle, right? He's been like they're one of their most consistent guys all game, along with Minson right over the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. The two of them combined for over 150 yards receiving of the 290 Cochran has thrown. Boletsky able to break a tackle and get a nice gain of 6 on the play. We have that update for you at SFL Studios from Indianapolis, 62-3 there. My goodness. Cameron Irvine, what do you got for us?
I got Brad Jones on a record watch, Mike Deggs.
Yeah, Brad Jones here with a career day in the game of his life. This is going to be his 6th touchdown carry on the day, and that put Indianapolis up big at the time, but they're even up bigger now after a couple of more touchdowns. They're up 63-3 in the 4th quarter.
Ernest Craig just got a pick 6. Thank you, Mike and Gerald.
Boletsky with a huge run.
Oh, my God!
Who needs a field goal to take the lead when you have that run all the way down the sideline and into the end zone for 6? Charlie Boletsky with the run of the day.
He shook somebody out of their shoes. I need to watch like the replay on my little side monitor here. He put a juke move. I can't. Oh, it was Chris Henry. He put a juke move on Chris Henry that had Chris Henry fall on his face. And after that, he was gone.
25-21 the score now, and this one is the lead changes continue to just fly back and forth. Mike Hatt able to secure another nice hold, and the extra point is up and good. Florida back out in front by 5. Tomorrow on Next Level Sports, Eric Price and the Denver Nightwings try to take their home cooking on the road against Ike McBride and the Lone Star Glory at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Live look-ins will include Motor City, Indianapolis, and Fort Worth, Las Vegas. For a channel guide and more info about Next Level Sports, visit nlse.com. Kick taken back up to the 21-yard line. 5 minutes to go even. And still plenty of time left in the game, Gerald. Playbook wide open, all 3 timeouts. Time is on Atlanta's side. If they can, we've seen plenty of long drives in this one. If they can piece together another one, they could possibly get a go-ahead touchdown with very little time remaining.
Right. Look, if they can, methodically go down and they might be able to eat some of this time and give Florida little to nothing. Right. If they do it, if they go down in there and do it how we know they can. Right. They put together some, 10+ play drives and gotten points, in the first half. I don't see why they can't do it this half.
2nd down and 9 after a gain of 1. Three receiver set on the field for the Swarm. Dynasty over the middle and just overthrew his target a little too much, trying to go back to Finnemore a little too high and out of reach.
Man, if he would have dropped it in there, Fenimore had a little bit of space, right? He had found that zone right in between the corner and the safety. Dynasty's just, especially at this stage in the game, he's got to be able to drop that ball in there.
Empty backfield now for Atlanta on 3rd down and 9. Pass over the middle, only good for a gain of 7. Excuse me, 6. They'll bring up a 4th down and 3. And Atlanta will have to punt. So now it's going to be up to their defense to try to get this ball back with time remaining and prevent Florida from scoring again.
Right, and they didn't. Oh, wow! With 3 timeouts, and they're going for it.
Yeah, or just keep the offense out there from your own 29, and they snap it. Oh, they hand it off to Hollywood. And Hollywood gets the first down. Hit at the line, but a man like Hollywood is not easy to bring down, Gerald.
That was I'm not gonna lie, a surprise, and then it turned into a mess that ended up being okay.
The Stones on Mark Chisholm to actually have that ball snapped.
That was stressful for me, and I'm in the booth.
Hollywood able to only get back to the line on that one. 2nd down and 10. They go into the hurry up. Dynasty fires a deep pass over the middle, and it's caught at the 41-yard line. Boo Chisholm.
That was a great pass to Boo Chisholm over the middle, but man, if he would have looked at Siege Falco running alone down his right side of the field, he was wide open, and that was a touchdown. He was wide open. He was all alone. He had the steps on the defender. All he had to do was just toss it up and lead him. Such a missed opportunity.
Hollywood back down to the ground, breaks a couple of tackles, spin past another tackle, and he gets a first down. Hollywood, he's a man possessed in quarter number 4.
Man, he just showed us another level of this game. I don't need a spin. I can just run through this stuff. He got through that line. He just ran through this guy, and then he ran through another guy. And look, and he broke this one too from a linebacker.
He wanted that first down, Gerald.
Yeah.
He sure did. BDG Hollywood, 102 yards on 18 carries. Dynasty, back to the air, and that one is complete. Boo Chisholm, good for a gain of 8.
I like that pass. I like that pass, right? They had a lot of high energy plays right here. Let's get some plays that kind of gets us out of bounds and kind of slow it down a little bit. Let everybody take a breath. Let these offensive players, settle down maybe a little bit, right, and stay focused.
Chisholm with 151 yards on 7 catches, no touchdowns. ... yet. Hollywood able to see once again hit behind where he needed to get to, Gerald, and just keeps those legs moving. Gets another first down inside the red zone. First down.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, man, a lot of people just kind of throw that Dynasty the finesse type running back out there, right? He's gonna juke you, he's gonna spin you, but he's showing he's got some power between the tackles.
The receivers out to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Dynasty, quick short pass to Jamal Wooding. That'll be good for a gain of 2 as we approach the 2-minute warning. Quarterback comparison, Gerald, pretty comparable in every way.
Yeah, they're doing good stuff, at this stage, and the quarterbacks are keeping themselves in a good spot.
2 minutes to go in this one. We'll be back after a short break. Stay with us. Exciting finish straight ahead. 2 minutes to go here from Atlanta. Dynasty hands it to Hollywood. Hollywood, finally gets tackled on the first hit, Gerald. You don't see that all that often.
No, I think he's playing like some sort of a possum, man. I think they want to try and get Florida to use those timeouts, you know?
He's playing like a possum, huh? Stephen Black with the tackle. That's the 11th play now on this drive. Dynasty down to the bottom, gets it to Chisholm. Chisholm steps out of bounds, stopping the clock, but a first down and goal from the 3, down by 5. So hypothetically, they get a touchdown on this drive. Would you go for 2 now to make it a 3-point game?
Yes. It becomes that point that at that stage in the game where it makes it a no-brainer, right? So if you get 3, whether you get it or not, right? Whether if you kick the field goal or you don't get it, a field goal can beat you anyway. So if you get the 2, a tie.
Field goal does the Swarm no good. They're going to go for 6, throwing to the back of the end zone. Take it away! Oh, man. Picked off by Evan Carroll, possibly saving the game for the Storm.
Oh, that's such a tough pass to make in these areas like this, right? When you're so close to the end zone, the defenders and your receivers have nowhere to go, and it just becomes a huge mess. And the way BDG had been running the ball in this drive, I'm really, really surprised that they didn't just let him do his thing.
I know. Evan Carroll's 5th interception on the season, and now Ron Cochran back out on the field on offense, and it's going to be the Charlie Boletsky show, I think, at this point. No, they'll just keep throwing it. You know, why not risk another interception?
They had that 8 last week. Why not? Why not? Right?
One more. What's
right.
one more as you nurse
But
your
yeah,
5-point lead?
But he did take the safe route, right? I think Cochran, you know, him having that experience of, hey, if I could take a shot and to completely put this game away, great. If not, I'm gonna dump it off to one of my more reliable guys in this game.
2nd down and 5, and now Boletsky gets a handoff, gets the first down, and Atlanta will have to burn their second timeout. Coming up on the 8 p.m. Music Post-Game Update, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green wrap up this clash between the Storm and the Swarm, plus reactions to the Motor City, Indianapolis massacre that's happening over there, and preview tomorrow's Next Level Sports matchup, Denver versus Lone Star. It's all coming up on the Post-Game Update right after this game.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think they can take the knee now. Even with that one timeout, they still got 2 knees to take with the 40-second play clock, and they Florida's going to come away with the win out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. With less than 1:20 to go, and they can kneel it down 2 more times, run out the remaining clock. So Florida coming off of the worst defeat in franchise history, which is saying something for a franchise that's been around for 12 seasons, just like the Atlanta Swarm here. They're going to come away with the victory in this one. Great bounce-back week for the Storm. They'll be 3-3, tied with the Atlanta Swarm at 3-3, but with this victory, they will actually bounce up into first place. So to go from worst defeat in franchise history to first place in your division, how quickly things can change in the SFL.
Right, and it was Florida doing what got them to win right there at the end was Florida doing what they do, right? They don't lead the league in takeaways for nothing, and they did it right there, right? Just intercepting that ball right there in the end zone, sealed the victory for them.
26-21 will be the final score in this one as the final seconds tick away. Ron Cochran threw the ball over 50 times in this one, Gerald, and still had 3 picks, but that's a far cry less than the 8 that he had last week. Found the end zone with a touchdown, 295 yards. Always a good day to have 75% completion percentage, though.
And look, and I don't think he did anything to lose in the game. He did just enough to kind of get them in position to win the game.
Storm 26, Swarm 21. Florida able to win on the road. Gerald, as we see these final stats and highlights, your final thoughts on the game?
It didn't quite go how it started out. It didn't quite fall, like with the Bears first electric first quarter, and then they kind of slowed down and everything else, and the defenses kind of started playing. But then you started, especially late in the game, these running backs kind of, showed that they can kind of take over the game. And what happened, right at the end on Florida's last scoring drive, Beletsky did what got him the MVP, and last season by shaking a guy out of his shoes and then running for 60 plus yards for a touchdown. So I think he's going to be a player of the game. And then right at the end, right, Florida, right? You would think that from an Atlanta standpoint on that last drive that you would give it to your Hall of Fame running back right there to 3. But they thought they saw something. Line up there that they might be able to exploit, but it just wasn't meant to be. And Florida came down with an interception, and that's what they do. I mean, you give them a lot of chances to pick a ball off, they will, and they're not first in the league at takeaways for no reason.
Florida will improve to 3-3 on the season and lead their division. Atlanta falls to 3-3. Next up for the Florida Storm, they return home next week and host the Houston Headhunters. Atlanta hits the road next week. They'll take on the San Diego Maverick. Coming up next at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time, Arizona visits Houston. Chris Curtis and Aaron Alexander on the call at 9:20 p.m. San Diego will visit Mexico City, take on the Aztecs. Michael Turillo and Wade Phillips on that one. Both of those will be on SFL YouTube channels. SFL action returns in Week 8 on Friday, August 26th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Gerald, your thoughts on player of the game?
I think it's got to be Beletsky, right? Just that last run propelled them to the win, and he did what he did. I think it's him.
Player of the game is indeed Charlie Beletsky. 12 rushes, 127 yards, a touchdown, another 44 yards through the air. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Final score, Florida 26, Atlanta 21. For Gerald Smith, Mark Chisholm, Rochelle Colston, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who will always be with me in spirit, I'm Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. Be kind to one another and always choose happy like Matt did. Stay tuned right here to Next Level Sports. The SFL Postgame Report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green is coming up after the break.
Welcome back to SFL Studios for the SFL's post-game update. And, wow, what a way to hold on the Florida Storm, get the win 26-21, and take first place in the East Division going into the second half of the season, Mike. Quite the shocker there at the end. Evan Carroll there on the graphic, the savior for the Storm.
Yeah, that's what championship caliber teams do. At least with teams with championship pedigree, this is what they do. They fight hard to try to, save their season, and that's what basically Florida was fighting for today. And big interception by Evan Carroll there in the end zone to stop Atlanta from taking the lead there at the end of the game. And now, a team that we thought we were going to be talking about, where do they go from here at the end of this game? Now they find themselves at the top of the East Division with a 3-3 record and the tiebreaker over Atlanta.
So the East now, Atlanta 3-3, Florida 3-3, Jacksonville is 1-4, and Louisiana is 1-4. They play each other on Sunday, on tomorrow night. So somebody's going to be 2-4, but Florida takes the lead for now in what is actually the worst performing division, if you just look top to bottom, Mike, which is a surprise. We did not expect that coming into the season in any way after Louisiana went to the semis last year.
Yeah, we expected this division to be competitive once everything got rearranged, but we didn't expect them to be competitive but average. And then that's pretty much where all the teams in that division are right now. Is there's no way to say it any differently. They're all playing pretty average football or to below average football right now, but they all have the second half ahead of them, and we'll see where it takes us.
Indianapolis beats Motor City. The final score 63-10. You don't see that too often in this league, although we did see Florida lose by 50 last week. But Indianapolis just thumps Motor City, gets to 2-4. Now, the North is just a mess. London's gonna walk away with that. You could basically punch their playoff ticket now, outside of an epic collapse. Indianapolis has wins over Canton and Motor City. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, 63-10, Cam, and it really wasn't that close if you were watching. They were totally dominant in this game. Brad Jones, 6 touchdowns. Ryan Roosevelt, 2 touchdown catches and 141 yards. And then Ernest McCray Sr. with two interceptions, including a pick 6. So totally dominant, both sides of the ball. Ibrahim Karita, league leader in passing yards coming into this week.
Not after this week, I don't think.
Yeah, I doubt if he leaves this week leading the league in passing. Is one of his worst games of the season, only 200 yards passing, and a lot of that came in garbage time. So, yeah, a great performance by Indianapolis. Good to see them get, back in the win column. And Motor City, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board for next week.
Tomorrow on Next Level Sports, right here, more SFL coverage. The Lone Star Glory take on the Denver Nightwings, a pair of 2-3 teams that have been to the championship games multiple times over the last few years. And Lone Star was in the title game last year. This is a big game for them. They do not want to fall 3 games behind in the South Division potentially. And neither does Denver, for that matter, falling behind on their rivals. 60 seconds, Mike, on Denver Lone Star coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, huge game coming up for both teams, as you just mentioned, and kind of a West versus South theme going on this weekend. I just realized Lone Star 2-3. They desperately need to keep pace in the South Division, and as you mentioned, in the West as well. Las Vegas, they're out there doing great things, and Vegas and Denver definitely need to keep pace with Vegas because they seem like they're going to be hard to stop this season. So great matchup upcoming, and looking forward to seeing how this thing turns out tomorrow night.
Florida 26, Atlanta 21. Evan Carroll saves the day for the Storm, gets him to 3-3 and atop the East. Mike and I will be back here tomorrow night. Denver and Lone Star. For the rest of you, continue watching Next Level Sports and all the great coverage of all the leagues across the world. For Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine, and this has been the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We'll see you tomorrow night.